Dari, hello, good evening. It's October the 14th, 2025. I just thought I'd make this hopefully short video update about the fact that people keep asking me now I've officially reached the age of retirement, how I can possibly be so busy all the time. So I thought I'd walk you through yet another kind of expensive, typical day in the life of ourselves here in the UK. I think I've titled the article "Another 1K GBP." Oh, stressful, spelt wrong. Busy and stressful day, and that sums it up. First of all, you'll see a picture of our fridge here in England. As you may notice, there's not much in there, and that's because the automatic fridge refilling tool, which is incorporated into my partner, is away, totally on my lonesome for the last couple of days. And the backdrop is that we asked someone in the UK to do a medical procedure, and they said no. So we've had to fly to another place, another country, and let them do a proper job. And my partner is still there, and I've come back literally to look after the cat, amongst other things. Cat's very happy. So I started my day at 8 this morning, and the reason I started at 8, I always start at 8 or slightly earlier, is that we have been living on a building site for the last 7 years, and the building has not finished. But shortly, there'll be a programme on grand designs, so keep watching, everyone. The building will have finished, and maybe I'll be able to get up at any time in the morning that I like without the building noise, which starts between 7:30 and 8 every morning. So I look forward to that day. It hasn't happened yet. Normally in the morning, our beloved cat asks me to go for a walk. But I think because she's so happy that I'm back, that she didn't ask to go for any walks this morning. But as you'll see, there's at least one walk in the day. We normally go for at least 3 walks, and those walks could be like 20 or 30 minutes each. So there's at least an hour and a half of cat walking every day in my daily schedule. At 8:30, we got a delivery of some steel. And my partner and I are trying to do some DIY in our kind of exercise / office / computer restoration area, which is in fact a garage. Our DIY skills are not mega, but we always feel that together we're able to do the extraordinary, or certainly more than our individual capabilities. And of course, we did the order whilst we were both out of the UK, and the order arrived today. And of course, there was an error. So we've ordered some steel tubing and some brackets, and we intend to make a construction in the garage to reduce the airflow and improve the insulation. Because in the wintertime in England, it gets very, very cold and damp. And we don't like either of those things in a space where we might be trying to do some kind of work. So the delivery had to be photographed, and then I phoned them, and then needed an email with supporting photographs, and then another email. So it was just a bit of a faff. So that was an interruption. We had at 9:30 we had an Ocado delivery. So in the UK, as opposed to countries like Switzerland, where it's not very well developed, online shopping for food is very well developed, and that's actually a great benefit. So that was actually, so in my list of things that happened today, that the Ocado delivery, albeit very late, was a great time saver. So we no longer have to go shopping in the supermarket. I'm going to say Ocado delivery, great time saver, great time saver. Oh, and by the way, we do a daily diary, and you can all find that at smpl.fyi. So that's the website, smpl.fyi. I would love you to have a little visit and see what we're doing every day. So yeah, the Ocado delivery, time saver. I'm a big fan. Then I was in the middle of preparing some letters for postage to the postman. Now again, another thing that's happened in the UK in the last 12 months, and I was alerted to this by a friend I work with, was the fact that the Royal Mail can come and pick up packages and letters, sometimes for free and sometimes for a fee. Again, this has dramatically changed my life. I mean, it sounds a bit of an over-the-top statement. However, believe it or not, I do quite a lot of eBay selling of stuff that I'm trying to get rid of because it's just too much. We have too much stuff. We're just trying to minimise our lives. So a lot of stuff is dispensed with at very reasonable rates. And that used to require a trip into the big town of Ulster and to attend the post office or Every or whatever carrier service we were using. Now I tend to use the Royal Mail, and they can come and pick it up from your doorstep. So that's absolutely wonderful. And then for days we've been doing our international tax situation. And whilst we now are a wholly UK tax resident and do not pay tax as residents in any other country, we are sort of finishing off the process after having been in the UK for 7 years now of detangling paying tax in all sorts of other countries, which is kind of annoying. So I had to send a special letter today, and that was just one of the letters I was trying to get the postman to pick up. I say postman, it isn't normally a man in our neighbourhood. So that went well. So that was another time-saving thing. Brilliant. The next thing today was Pilates. So I do a Pilates class. We normally do a Pilates class, but my partner's away. So it was just me all on my lonesome. And I had to actually cycle to get there. So I had to set up early, get to the Pilates class, do the Pilates class, which is a lot of fun. The Pilates instructor, Kim, is absolutely fantastic. I think she was a physio. And every class, every week is different. And she adds value. It's not just a simple class where she's saying, do exercise this, exercise that. She's telling you why you should be doing it and what muscle groups it's benefiting. And that's the difference between an amateur or introductory Pilates instructor and someone who really knows their stuff. So we are so thankful that we found that Pilates class. After the Pilates class, I had to do more returns. So I've had not just a steel delivery go wrong, but I've been upgrading a bicycle I bought from a friend for buttons. And I'm upgrading it, of course, spending probably far too much. I've spent more money on the upgrades than I did to purchase the bicycle. Anyway, one of the upgrades has gone wrong because the seller sent me the wrong part, and then there was long dialogue about you need to send me photographs, and he was questioning the return, and then he maybe made false statements about the compatibility of the object, and eventually I said, no, I need to return it. And the postman wouldn't pick it up, so I had to actually go to the post office and post it. So that was another trek. And it was also a challenge today because I had to carry some bicycle locks with me, because in the UK, bicycle theft is an epidemic, even in countryside areas. So that was another thing I had to do. I got a phone call because I'm part of a small group with our village hall where we are looking at installing solar panels on our village hall. And there's only a couple of us doing the actual tender process and actually looking at what's been put forward and looking through the different specs. So the team has learned a lot about solar installations. I've been party to one of these before. We were having to choose the installation, the size of the battery, the number of inverters, where the panels are placed, the likely payback time, and we have to report all of that to the village hall committee, and we have to justify our action. So we're spending tens of thousands of pounds, and we need to make sure we make the best decision that we can. And we were trying to put together the presentation that we were going to present later this week. So that was another unpaid but interesting activity that we had to do today. When I finished that, I had to start looking at the accident repair of our brand new car because as I was driving back from the airport on Saturday night, driving up to Warwickshire, some bleep person in a BMW cut across the front of me, banged into our less than 3-month-old new car, hit the side of the car and drove off. I did consider giving chase because I think I had more brake horsepower than they did, but I thought, no, this is not the kind of person I probably want to chase. And there is a bit of a story to this because in the UK, I think it's not the case with just my insurance policy, with any insurance, comprehensive insurance policy. If you have an accident where your car is damaged but there's no other party to report against, then your full no claims bonus is payable. This is a new car. They may have to replace the front bumper area and the side, they're not the wing, but the thing that goes above the, like a plastic trim above the wheel arch. And our excess is just under £1,000. And the insurance company said if you want to use a smart dealer instead of our preferred repairer, that's an extra £200. And by the way, we can't provide you with a hire car. So this person's thoughtlessness on a Saturday night of someone overtaking me at an illegal speed on the A40 westbound coming out of London, hitting our new car, has led me to a long stream of admin. I mean, cost is horrendous, but there's also my time and the fact that I've been liaising with Smart, the actual manufacturer, and the insurance company, trying to get what I would call a competent repairer who is going to understand the things like ultrasonic sensors that need to be checked and recalibrated, a special paint on the car, which is a matte paint, so it's not like a gloss paint, and that has its own different characteristics. All those sorts of things, trying to find the right repairer, and really not finding anything more than an amateurish response so far. So the cost aside, I think I said it's £1,000 day, another £1,000 day to me. The cost aside, and that is a major consideration, there's the competence of the people that I'm speaking to conduct the repair, which so far I'm giving about a 1 out of 10. We're doing some business cards for our village hall. And so I needed to look at the proofs, and we've got a lovely friend who's a printer, and I have to submit that, check the proofs and check that everything's correct, make a few little adjustments. And so that took a bit of time, just before 2 o'clock. At 2 o'clock, I was on the cycling to our podiatrist. And why am I seeing a podiatrist? Well, because on August the 1st, I had a catastrophic failure of my left ankle. And I've been in quite a lot of agony and pain for over 2 months now. I have not run a single centimetre in over 2 months and 2 weeks, because I am counting. And I've seen various different medical specialists. And the latest is a podiatrist. There's a bigger story to tell about the failure of the British Health Service, in my humble opinion. But for now, I considered that I would cycle to the podiatrist, have his second fitting and so forth, and cycle back. I've been told by not just a surgeon, but also my doctors in the UK and elsewhere, that cycling is relatively okay, because although I can't actually run or walk, in fact, any distance yet, I can cycle, because the angle of movement of the cycle pedal is just literally in one plane. And if you wear pedals with a cleat which holds your foot very firm so it can't wiggle, it can only press, I should be okay. So my only mobility, apart from driving at the moment, and I don't want to drive the car for the reasons I've previously stated, cycling is the way. So I think by 4 o'clock I had my third cycle, felt quite virtuous. I got home, so I was met by the cat who decided now was the time for a walk. So we had our first walk of the day by 4:30 in the afternoon. I'm normally on walk number 3. I did note that as I was doing the cat walk, our lovely neighbour came with their dog bounding up the drive. So the cat decided to run up a tree, and obviously getting her down from a tree is a long-term process because she's very cautious, and once she's up the tree, she doesn't want to come down. So it wasn't just a 30-minute cat walk, it was a lot more like about 45 minutes to an hour cat walk, including a lot of me shouting at the cat in the tree or coaxing the cat in the tree to come down. Eventually she was down. So then I had a bike set up. So I've got an indoor bike set up in the place where we're trying to do that steelwork and insulation. So I had to get all of that ready. I haven't used it in a week or two because I've been outside of the UK. So I wanted to make sure it's all set up correctly. You have to get Microsoft Teams working. I have to get my Zwift set up working. I've had to cannibalise parts from my Zwift setup for this new bicycle that I bought. So it all required about an hour of faffing about. And then at 7 o'clock I had the Zwift triathlon group session, and I managed to finish that about 8 o'clock. And then at 8 o'clock I've got teaching on tomorrow, Wednesday, and I need to make sure that the Facebook post is done. The WhatsApp group is alerted so that our fellow teachers can be there at the right time. And things like the biscuits and just trivial stuff like the biscuits and the milk are ordered and all that kind of stuff that needs to be done. And now I'm free. So it's coming up to 10 o'clock. I'm free to relax. You can see I'm in my pyjamas, and I still haven't had much of a dinner. In fact, I've not eaten anything all day, actually. I'm on a bit of a diet as the fridge is testament. The fridge up here is an empty fridge because my darling is away, and she's normally in charge of the ordering process. So I've got with me some liquid sustenance, and I think that's going to keep me in good spirits, literally, until the end of the day when I'm going to go and try and find the cat because she's out yet again. And that's it for the day. So it's been another quite expensive day for me. A couple of bicycle rides. Some various things gone wrong. I've done stuff for the hall. It's just business as usual. I've got meetings for the hall tomorrow. I've got teaching tomorrow. Two different activities. A third personal thing that I'm doing just to help someone out. So yeah. Retirement has never been so busy. Thanks for watching, Diary.